Garans are the inhabitants of the planet Kepler 62f, who had been monitoring Earth among humans since 1721, the year they determined that Earth was still too primitive for them to migrate their population. So starting that year, they began activating their genetic mutation to resemble humans as much as possible and initiate the necessary technological development to prepare Earth for the great migration of Garans. By 1760, there were already 122 Garans among humans, and it was precisely in 1760 that everything started to change on Earth. The Great Migration of Garans occurred on February 17, 2046, when all of humanity was stunned to realize that many of its greatest representatives had already been with the generals, heirs to the genetic code of the Garans, for exactly 2 years. Their ships had technology unimaginable to humans at that time. The plan was a huge success, with human labor being used on a massive scale from 1760 until the date of the Great Migration. It had been over 300 years, in Earth's chronology, of planning, so that the 120 ships, led by the mothership, carrying 2,413,481 Garans, could successfully land on Earth. 2 presidents, the largest investors, the top technology entrepreneurs, and some of the most influential people on Earth mysteriously disappeared between January and April 2044. The searches were intense, but no one had any leads on any of them. Religious people attributed the event to the rapture of Earth. But the truth was far more obscure than they realized. All of them were, in fact, genetic heirs of the Garans. Human society already suspected some of them, calling them Illuminati or reptilians. Their intelligence is extremely high, far superior to human intelligence. Their leadership and persuasive abilities are incredibly powerful.
The greatest power that differentiates the hybrid population of humans and Garans from the common population of Earth is the ability to manipulate energies. Humanity has learned about envy, anger, hate, love, sadness, joy, and peace. But for the Garans, things don't work that way. Everything is either positive or negative energy. Thoughts are stronger than words, and repetition is a great energy amplifier for actions. The greatest universal law, according to the Garans' understanding, is the attraction of what you are. The universe, our being, and everything around us are connected and hear you all the time. There are no feelings, only vibrations, frequencies, and energy manipulation. The fundamental belief that differentiates the Garans from humans is that their faith is directed toward energies. They feed off positive energies, generated by receiving genuine gratitude, sincere compliments, reciprocal favors, loyalty, and by achieving new goals. Thus, the more accumulated energy the Garans have, the faster the events they visualize mentally come to pass. This is how they determine their faith. However, when they feed off negative energies from envy, schemes made by enemies, important losses, disloyalty, disappointment, feeling betrayed, or losing a battle, the Garans weaken, and all energy plans for their goals are delayed until their energy field is cleansed again with new positive energy. Thus, the Garans have a different life cycle than humans. They do not die from age or illness, but rather they weaken in the energy field until their vital field is completely depleted. In other words, when a Garan's energy is low, without receiving love, they weaken, their body becomes sick, and this is how the Garans age and die. But when a Garan's energy is well nourished with positivity, they are always vigorous, full of vitality, connected to their higher self, and their goals are always rapidly attracted.
We do not have languages or dialects like humans. The communication of our race is entirely vibrational and generated by thoughts. The energy generated by the intention of thought is the substance of our communication, and frequency is the subject. This is how I would simplify the definition of our communication compared to humans. In this way, Garans with a higher energy field protect themselves from Garans with lower energy, as only equivalent vibrational frequencies can communicate. Every action of a Garan is measured by its consequences and amplified by the intention of the Garan to truly achieve that goal. Thus, their vibrational frequency can rise or fall depending on the action or intention created by a Garan. In our population, there are no crimes, no police, and no judges. According to the actions performed throughout their existence, the Garan attracts similar energies to their environment. So, if a Garan exhibits aggressive behavior in an exaggerated way, other Garans will sniff out their frequency from thousands of kilometers away and recognize that there is a new counterpart to be found. Therefore, inferior energies lead the Garan's life into increasingly complicated situations until their vital force eventually empties.
My name is Jack, and I belong to the race of the Enlightened, a race with both human and Garan traits. We are born human, but we are the children of a Garan father and a human mother, and because of this, we have an easier time attracting everything we desire, such as achieving financial success, fame, overcoming great challenges, creating technological innovations, among many other things. We learn from a very young age to manipulate energies. Hundreds of thousands of humans have learned from us. They also can raise their energetic frequency and evolve their powers to shape their future. Many enlightened beings become extremely reclusive and don't understand the way humans experience their existence on Earth. Enlightened beings have extreme empathy, emotional intelligence, the ability to feel another's pain, and the desire to change an entire population in search of a more just life. The enlightened understand that the true value of life lies in things that material wealth cannot buy, and so they realize how much humanity needs to evolve. The biggest problem arises when an enlightened being decides to act out of greed and begins a process of mass manipulation. In most of these cases, they become great world leaders, but the price is the emptiness of depression, as Garans with inferior energy have already begun to feed off much of the vital energy of this being. For many years, many humans associated the symptoms of enlightened beings with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, ADHD, and other psychiatric diagnoses, but the truth is that they are beings who need more energy, food, need to be in places where they feel useful, should be more understanding with those who need their company, and must realize that not all living beings have the same level of understanding as the enlightened. Gradually, by understanding their role in helping other beings evolve, they come closer each day to their healing and find their purpose.